All right, here we go. I got Telly with me. This is the first guest on the channel. It's unbelievable. Telly's a little shy, but he's
I'm really shy.
he's really shy. He's not shy. He's not shy. You can hear it from that laugh. It's infectious.
Yeah.
All right, so Telly is from Texas. We've been friends since I've been 15 years old, probably.
Yeah,
and yeah, so like 37 years.
I used to live in Minnesota.
Yep, he lived in Minnesota, and he is a really strong player. And we did battle. We were just having dinner with Irene and the kids, and we just kind of reminisced a little bit about all the battles we had. We used to fight on the table. We were really good. We were close. I feel like we were.
Yeah, we're real close all the time.
I feel like we've always been close, and always both in play and friendship. And yeah, and so it's just been great. Telly's. It's good to have you back, Telly. I haven't seen you in a while. So he came into town. He's here for some family stuff, and we went and played a little bit. And I said, you know what? We were playing, and he mentioned a couple banking systems, and he showed me 2 different banking systems. We're going to go over them with you guys. And normally I'm like, ugh, banking systems. But when I'm with a friend and a person that can explain it and is not trying to sell me something, I'm interested. So I was super interested in what he had to show me, and it was really cool. And I'm like, let's do a video after dinner. So here we are. We're going to go through it with you guys. And I'm sure there's all kinds of reels on these exact systems. I'm sure I've probably even scrolled through them and watched them, but I'm always like, ugh, systems. So, but not with Telly. I'm like, let's go through it. Let's do it. It's going to be kind of fun. So let's check it out. So which one do you want to do first, Telly? Telly's got 2 different kind of things. And the thing I want to say about systems right real quick is that, their conditions of the tables are really important. We hit a few banks before this, and the conditions matter. Like, this cloth is very new, so it's going to widen out on some of these banks, and it's going to slide in hydraulic and do some of the things I've been talking about since I've been working on it. So we'll take that into account, not as an excuse, but just as when you're playing pool, you have to think about the conditions. Do you want to add anything to that, Telly?
No, I mean, it does matter, the conditions, the slickness of the cloth, how fast it is, how fast the rails are. It really will you have to compensate for that when you're making banks. And a lot of times it takes time to understand what the table's going to do when you make the shot before you start making these shots. I mean, we could do a bunch of shots right now unsuccessfully because I'm still learning about the table.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it's not like some sort of excuse thing. It's just saying this is how you learn what's going on. So yeah, it's very much the way I train is the way we're going to do this video and the things I teach. It's like we're just like super present. We're just going to see what the table does. We're going to make adjustments, and we're going to just learn. So let's start. Which one do you want to do first?
So this one is using the edge of the ball, right? So I'm going to aim at the center of the cue ball to this edge of this ball with inside top and force that ball into this rail back into this corner pocket. And it generally works out pretty well for me. So we're gonna give it a try.
What about the scratch?
Didn't think about the scratch.
You didn't think about the scratch. Okay. So no, pretty cool. So and so let's do it again. A little bit of slow motion because we'll do it here. So that we'll do it so you guys can try this, right? And I'm gonna try it now. Telly's gonna coach me through. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit the edge of this ball with inside, like, let's call it like 1 o'clock English, okay?
Right.
High 1 o'clock, correct, Telly?
High 1 o'clock English.
That's what I remember. And I want the center of this ball,
your cue ball,
my cue ball, to be
aimed at the edge of that ball.
Aimed at the edge of that ball.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so we'll try it. So 1 o'clock, I'm not gonna hit at that same break speed that Telly did. Okay?
No.
But so I'm gonna go the center of the ball. It's a little tricky with the inside, right? But center of the ball to the edge. So then.
But see, this table with the cloth, it opens up a little bit. So I think one way, and one of the reasons I hit it hard was to make it counter how much it was going to open up. So if you hit it a little harder, it should go.
So yeah, okay, cool. And just so people know, like, there's a range of people that watch the channel. Some are beginners, more so, and some are like up to like 550-ish Fargo, more intermediate to advanced, whatever you want to say. And so I'll slow it down just a little bit and say, when you hit it harder, it's going to pinch it, basically.
Right,
back
it's going to pinch
direction.
it.
Yep. So in the softer I hit it, the more it's going to widen the bank out.
Right.
Okay, so there's a reason why Telly was hitting that hard. Okay, we're going to do it again. Oh, shit, Telly.
Bingo.
Bingo. No scratch.
No scratch.
Money. I like it. Let's do it again. Okay. So you shot from the middle of the table. Can you talk about that quick, Telly?
So the way this works, because of basically geometry and the angles, you could do this pretty much from anywhere. It looks like it's not supposed to go, right? Which had me worried the first time I was trying this. But as soon as I did it the first time, I realized, man, it's amazing because it goes.
Yeah, you're going to scratch again, Telly.
I know, I'm a scratch guy. I always scratch.
Okay, so now I had to get my warm-up, Telly, where I'm not going that far away. For some reason, it's sharking me to be that far away. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to hit the same shot, 1 o'clock on the cue ball, center to edge. Not that center to edge.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's
not
that.
this. This is just aiming the center of your cue ball to the edge of that ball.
And I'm gonna pop it with a little bit of stank on it.
There you go.
Gosh darn it, Telly.
It freaking works like a champ.
I can't believe it.
I know, it's amazing, right?
So sick. And I'm an anti-aiming guy. Right? I'm an anti-systems guy. I'm anti-everything guy. I am like, okay, so the thing is, so now I have to like...
Even from the middle of the table.
I know, right?
I mean, it's crazy.
It's so sick.
It doesn't... It surprised me when I first saw it, and I thought, no way. And then I was trying it. I'm just like, oh my God, this stupid thing works.
I'm a total field banker, and I'm going to mess with this for sure. I'm going to mess with this. Yeah, I'm going to mess with this. I'm going to totally mess with it because it's going to take time. Like we were trying to hit him on the long rail, and it was kind of a bleep show.
Right. But I tell you, I do it on my table at home. It worked great.
Yeah.
Right. And the pool room that I play in, it works great. But the cloths are much,
so new. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so new. The other ones are slower, and it tends to take a little bit more. And when
the cloth is slower and these balls are pretty clean too.
Yeah, they slide.
They slide more. So it slides, and what slide creates is a wider angle off the rail.
Exactly.
So yeah, and so the way to counteract that is. Let's hit it from this way, okay?
Maybe we'll hit it harder.
Go from here.
Right.
You could hit it harder to pinch it, or you could hit it a little thicker, right?
Right, a little thicker.
Might be
a combo.
Yeah. So I go 1 o'clock, and I just hit it a little thicker. And it's like a reference point.
Exactly.
That's what I'm kind of excited about. I know, right?
And you can do it from anywhere on the rail.
I know. It's so
which is the craziest stuff. It's why would it work in the middle of the table that when it works over there at that angle? Why would it work?
Yeah.
But it does. Right? It's crazy.
Yeah, because I'll tell you the way I normally hit that bank. Yeah. Completely field guessing.
I know, right?
Field guessing, yeah. So.
I know, right? It's almost like you don't have to guess so much.
I know.
Which is crazy.
I know. So I think part of my system's apprehension was like, I always feel like people are trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
Or people are trying to get me to click.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. Like,
I'm not a big system. I mean, I looked at a lot of those systems. I mean, I looked at centered edge, and I'm not trying to down anything, but I did a lot of calculations, and I was a physics major, so I did a lot of calculations on it, and I'm like, hey, there's lots of places this won't work.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Telly's got a big brain. Okay. All right, Telly. So you got me on that one. I'm working on it. As soon as you leave, I'm all over this. So let's do the next one.
All right. So this is one that
okay, here. You set it up. You show it.
All right, so this is a common one, and one that I use 100% of the time for a lot of years, and it's called opposite pocket, right? So let's say I want to try to bank this ball into this corner, right? I make a line from the ball to the rail, right? And the next one is to the pocket from that spot on the rail, which is perpendicular to the rail. Make a line from that spot into the pocket that I want the ball to go in.
And so if you're playing in a tournament, you got to get another person to come across. Do this line right here, right?
Yeah, I have some shortcuts when I'm actually doing it, but when I'm explaining it, it's different, right?
Yeah.
So then the next line you make is from the pocket to the ball that you want to make, right?
Then there's an intersection.
And then there's an intersection between those two lines, and then you make a line from that to the rail.
Yep.
And then that becomes the spot that you need to hit to make this ball into this pocket. And so we can go ahead and give it a try. So generally, one of the things I do is always set up a little line there, and then try to make it. But see,
I think,
I think
you're a little high of it. Yeah, I think you're a little high of it. Honestly.
Let's try it one more time.
Because I kind of marked it with that green spot right there.
And I wasn't sure if you marked it in the right spot or not, but
I think I was close.
When I'm practicing, I use like a chalk or something like that, and I'm put that
piece of
right
chalk
there.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't mark the chalk when you're playing a
I know.
Match.
I know in a match I don't do that, but I'm just saying. Let's try
I'm not
one more
saying
time.
you did. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I think you're right because I think I aimed off short, which is why I came up.
Yep. There it is. And that
See,
was a
then it
little
opened
low.
up.
And then it opened
Right,
up, yeah.
because it opened up, right? I think if I hit that harder, I bet it goes, right?
Let's try
Let's
it.
try that.
Yeah.
But now I'm worried about pinching it. You know what I mean?
That's all right. There it is. Yeah.
And I hit that spot. You see what I mean?
Hit the spot, hit a little harder,
Harder.
to get it to pinch.
Exactly.
To count for the like the slide off the rails being
Right.
newer cloth. These are the factors that you're like factoring in. So when I teach Telly, I talk about biomechanics, like what's happening here.
Yeah.
Q angle, that's big.
Yeah.
Physics, geometry, strategy, and mental. But
Right.
here, when we're doing this, we're just looking at not so much the biomechanics, but definitely the physics and the geometry. And
Right.
this is helping to like give you some references in those
Right.
areas. And then when you talk about how the rails respond in the cloth and things like that,
Right.
it affects the physics and the geometry
Right.
a little bit.
I mean, for me, when I always try this when I'm playing on a new table, especially if I'm going to play a match with somebody. I
almost like a. Are you here?
I do a drill. Yeah, you could do it from there as long as you hit
right
that
into
spot.
the green
Yeah.
spot. Now I got to hit the green spot.
Now you got to hit that spot. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean-
watch the spot. Okay,
Okay.
let me see. And no English, right?
No English. Oops, see how? But
Where did I hit? High?
you hit a little high,
High
and you hit
and hard,
hard
too, yeah.
Yeah. So ease up on that. You don't have to hit it that hard.
Okay. I'm from Kentucky.
Takes-
I like to bank hard. No, I just did videos on banking.
Yeah.
And I was like talking about dudes that bank
Well,
hard
one of the
from
things that I did
Kentucky.
to make it easier was just aim.
Oh,
it
just
up high.
yeah, okay.
Right?
You
Just to
gotta
see.
give me.
I know, I didn't tell him
teach
that.
it. I did. Yeah. Telly, I literally do videos on like making it easy, and then I set it up really hard. And
Let's just
I'm like,
line it up.
yeah, thank you.
Because it's not going to make any difference. right?
totally good. Because now I can actually see where I'm aiming.
Exactly.
Telly.
But see how
little
much
bit.
it slid,
Yeah.
right?
But I was still high in the
And
mark.
I think you were high, right?
Yeah, I
your
probably
marker's here,
hit right here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit it down on the mark.
Don't hit it as hard as that. Let's try that.
Oh, not as hard too, right?
Yeah, because you saw how it came off
It
the rail.
pinched,
It
yeah.
spun.
There it is.
There it is.
Gosh darn it.
I mean, it's telling you.
I'm excited. I'm excited
It works.
to be
I know.
here. I'm excited at the shot. I'm all adrenaline up. No, that's beautiful.
I know,
That's
it works.
Okay, we'll go for 2 in a row.
But this is about the adjustment for the speed of the cloth on this
Yeah.
situation, right?
Stupid.
Man, I'm telling you, it works.
I know, it's sick.
That's why I used it 100% of the time, no matter where I was. Then you get the shortcuts, right? You do this, so you know where it is. You just look at it to see where the angle is, and you go. Now, I saw somebody else the other day, which was new, and he, instead of calculating it this way, where he was doing this, making the cross across,
Doing like that, yeah.
he was measuring it based on the cue ball to the cue.
Okay.
Right? This line here. And then he would make the line to here. And that was
okay.
way low, right? In my opinion.
But then
he was making it on his table like crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, let's try that. So I went, all right. So we know that line was about here, right? And I thought, can I make that bank? Now just look at this bank where he was hitting it. He was hitting it almost with that diamond, that first
Just
diamond.
above the diamond, or
Yeah, just above that diamond. I'm like, man, that's way off. You know what
that
I mean?
looks about you. Not
let's try
below the diamond, right?
No, let's try it one more time. So this is what he did, right?
Okay.
He went here, right? He
Okay, sorry.
found the
And then
spot
he-
here.
He found that spot
So
there.
make it here, right? See what that is? That's almost the diamond,
Just below the diamond.
right?
Let's call it right on this green mark right here, Telly.
Yeah, okay,
Or right
that
about
works.
there.
Let's try that.
Do I got to hit with
Now-
some pace?
I think you have to, because I don't know how you're going to make that without it, because I think that's going to hit the rail. Oh my God, it fucking works. Excuse my language. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. I have no edit.
I mean, that's crazy.
It's totally crazy.
You know,
yeah.
we made the same shot from here and there.
Yeah.
Look at that's 3 inches off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
So what happened? I'm like super confused.
So the way I did it was aiming it where it came out like this, right? Because I was using the intersection between this line here and this line.
Were we
with
hitting the
pocket.
balls from the same exact spot though?
Same
Or we-
spot? You put the ball on the spot. You put the cue ball here. You just
Okay.
aimed for this line here, this spot here, which is.
And I just
the
have
other
to
spot.
hit it hard though.
You just had
from
to hit
there.
it hard.
Okay.
Right? And I still think it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it worked. It went in. It even went in cleaner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sick. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, I'm a little confused, but I think I get it.
right?
So
his aiming strategy was slightly different than mine.
But it was based on hitting the ball harder?
I think the difference was the speed of the hit.
You have to hit it harder.
You have to hit it harder to get it close. If you hit it soft, because I was hitting it slower at my house, and I was hitting the rail here.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, because when I'm looking at it, I can tell.
And if I hit that same shot, like it would never work if I was here. Where was my mark here? It's
That's
basically
the first
off
mark.
by about 3 inches. Here's the second mark hard.
Yeah.
Here's the smooth mark.
Yeah.
So if I'm here and I go into Telly's mark, I got to go smooth into Telly's mark. Well, that's a little high.
Because it opens up, right? But you got to hit right?
And that was a little high. I probably hit here and need to hit here. So
Right.
I'll try it again. So I'm going to go smooth into Telly's mark. That was a little high too. It still went though. That was a little high on the mark, but it was good. It opened up. You know,
hit this other one that same speed.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. No, I got you. Well, that's never going to work. I can tell right
See
now
what I
it's
mean?
not going to work.
Right? It's not supposed to work, right?
Yeah, it's going to come out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has to.
So you
pinch,
have to hit it hard, and if you hit it hard, then it closes it up, which we do all the time anyway, right?
Yeah. So instead of this right here, just going straight into it, I go down to dude's mark, and then I. Oh, that was
almost there.
That
you know what I mean?
That was 4 1/8.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But that's the stuff I use all over the table, right? Yeah. Whenever I'm aiming. Boom. I'm just saying.
Money.
It works.
No, it's so crazy. So I have to
you
work
have to
on
keep
this.
trying, right?
Yeah, I'm going to totally work on this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a systems guy, but all of a sudden I'm a little bit of a
But
making
that system
systems
I've
guy.
been using since you were,
since I was in diapers?
Since you were 15.
Since I was 15?
I learned that way back then.
Okay.
And that's what I was using for years.
Shoot. I just used to hit a million shots and get.
I know, right?
Yeah, thickness.
This new one, we're using the edge of the ball. That's only been 6 months.
Yeah.
Right since I started figuring that
that's
out.
cool.
And I'm looking at that, going, "How is that working?" And oh my God, it starts working.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because I just did a video, like I was saying, Telly, where I'm talking about smoothing them in and stuff. And it's like, so when I was at Derby last year, and I mentioned this on the video, like one of my deficiencies is hitting the ball harder on banks. Like I'm good if I can smooth them.
Yeah.
But when I have to start hitting them hard, I can calculate, I can make adjustments and things, but like this is kind of cool to be able to work on this and find some like reference points.
Yeah.
So again, just to finish up and we can be done and stuff, but like, to me, systems are reference points.
Right.
And
they are. I agree.
And I think they get pitched as like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing's the greatest thing ever. The greatest thing ever is finding out how biomechanics, physics, geometry, strategy, and mental works.
Yeah.
Like that's like how you learn pool.
Right.
There's not one thing that you can be able to do that you're just gonna be able to crush with.
Right.
But it's good to have reference points.
Right. I think without reference points, you're not going to know what to do.
Well, unless you hit 1,000 shots.
Unless you hit 1,000 shots. But even 1,000 shots, you could hit 1,000 shots bad.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I mean, I happen to be a guy that
but
can
you're
hit
a good player
1,000
and
shots. 1,000 shots
I agree.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's like, I only know what I know, and I kind of only know my thing, right?
No doubt.
So I'm having a little bit of a moment here where I'm like, you know what? I can be wrong. It's totally fine.
I mean, for
I
me,
can be,
this
I can learn.
me,
I'm never too old to learn, or never too stubborn, or never too ego-driven to learn. You know?
I mean, what I've always told everybody when I show them this is this will get you close to where you need to be.
For sure.
Right? And then it's a matter of learning the cloth, learning the rails, learning your speed, how hard to hit that ball. And then that makes the difference. And because, I mean, a lot of times I show somebody how to do this and I don't know the table and I come up short or go long and I'm just like, listen, it does work. I just got to figure out the clock.
Dial it in. Yeah.
But with new people, right, that are new to the game, I don't think they appreciate the difference there.
Yeah.
They think if you're showing me that, it should work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't work like that because every table is different.
Yeah.
Right?
And yes, exactly. And it's like, I don't want like anyone to think that like, even when we started, I'm like, it's not an excuse. This is I teach on this channel, Telly, about learning. And just being process minded and being not results focused and just learning. And so this is like perfect video for that. Where we just, because we have like unknown conditions.
Yep.
We got you shitting your pants. Because you're nervous on camera.
Right, exactly.
Oh, you're doing good. You're doing awesome. And then we can play under those conditions. We can still learn, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always We're always learning.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think you ever stop learning with this game.
Never
Exactly.
stop.
I mean, I've been playing for 40 years and I still learn. I learn this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
I learned the difference with this other guy. 3 inches difference, and we can still make the ball.
Exactly.
I mean, that's huge.
No, that's super cool. So,
Yeah.
all right, Telly. Well, thanks, man. I think you did awesome.
Awesome.
So
Thanks.
you did
I enjoyed it.
first guest. Talk to them.
Hey, I enjoy the heck of it.
Okay, so it was awesome. So
Cool.
thanks. I hope you guys like this. We'll throw it up there. And yeah, I'm a banking systems guy now. Follow me for banking systems, bros. I got them all dialed in. Okay, we love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks.